In my opinion, Antoine Winfield Jr. made the play of the game to save the Bucs in week number 1, and I'm going to talk about why in this video today. Shout out to Sleeper, by the way, more on them a little bit later on in this video. Let me go ahead and paint the picture for you guys before we dive into the film of it all. So it is 16 seconds left on the clock. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are up 23-20, but the Atlanta Falcons have the ball at the Bucs 26-yard line. Now, of course, the Falcons could just maybe kneel it down or spike it or whatever it may be, or even just try and kick the field goal right there, but they do have a couple of plays to go and try and get into the end zone, and that is exactly what they do. But the Buccaneers were able to counter it defensively, force a couple of incompletions. They try the 44-yard field goal. It falls incomplete. However, Atlanta was very, very close to getting the touchdown that they wanted, but because of the play of Winfield Jr., he absolutely saved the day. Before we dive into that, though, with the film of it all, I do want to say real quick, shout out to Sleeper, the proud sponsor of this channel. If you guys do use the code MrBucs, you get a $100 deposit match up to $100. Again, that is when you use the code MrBucs. Make sure you guys download the #1 sports app today to enjoy football the way it was meant to be. That is together. You guys get to chat, look at all the latest news and stats as well. Thank you again to Sleeper for being the proud sponsor of this channel. So, look, I've got access to the All-22 film because of my subscription to NFL Plus. They have the All-22 film out right now with the Atlanta Falcons game. So here's the play. Right? So you have got, I looked a lot into coverages, guys, in terms of, when there is a slot cornerback out there, only 2 inside linebackers, 3 corners, 2 safeties, stuff like that. The closest thing that I could think of is that this is like a Tampa 2 kind of coverage, cover 2, I guess. Again, if you guys know the specifics of what type of coverage this is, please let me know. I'm assuming it's some type of zone coverage. So again, I'm not the biggest X's and O's expert. I'm trying to learn and get better at that. So if you guys do have better specifics, let me know. But I do want to go ahead and break this play down here. So on the field, you've got 4 defensive linemen, 2 inside linebackers, you've got 3 cornerbacks and 2 safeties. You've got Jamel Dean at the top of your screen right here, Levante David and Servassier Dennis at inside linebacker. You got Jacob Parrish at slot cornerback. You've got Zion McCollum as your other cornerback. Your 2 high safeties are Antoine Winfield Jr. right here. You've got Tyke Smith right here as well. For your pass rushers, I believe it is Hassan Reddick right here. I think that's Logan Hall at defensive tackle. I think that is Greg Gaines there as well. And then I'm not sure who's at the top of the screen. It is number 98. So that is Anthony Nelson. Okay. To be honest, not the best pass rushing look in the world, but it is what it is. I mean, Hassan Reddick is there. I like that Logan Hall's in there, but 2 backups in Greg Gaines and Anthony Nelson. It is what it is. But all of your starting defensive backs are out there. Your starting linebackers are out there as well. The Atlanta Falcons are running their 5 offensive linemen. Kyle Pitts is out there at tight end. You've got 2 wide receivers down here. I think Ray McLeod is one of them, and number 4, who I can't remember off the top of my head right now. You've got Bijan Robinson in the backfield. They're in the shotgun. You've also got Casey Washington up here as well, okay? So Drake London is not in on this play. That's important to note as well. So, everything looks good. They're going to go ahead and snap it. And first thing I notice here is, the safety, you have Tyke Smith kind of playing up a little bit, okay? So Winfield Jr.'s going to get left, basically back there by himself. There's not going to be safety help on this side in terms of anything deep. The Bucs are kind of assuming like, hey, it's probably going to be some underneath stuff, something like that. Try to get them as close to a field goal as possible, and then they're going to spike it down type of thing, okay? So then you've got the wide receiver up here, Washington, trying to get a release off of Jamel Dean. Bijan Robinson is going to roll out. Kyle Pitts is initially going to help on the block. Okay, and these 2 are going to be running some stuff, some crossing stuff over here, right? So number 4 is going to cut in. Servassier Dennis is there to try and cover that up for a minute. Levante David's going to be there to kind of help out towards the middle of the field as well. McCollum's got his guy pretty much locked down there at the bottom of your screen. But you see Washington up here. He's going to break away from Dean. And Dean is now having to look down at what Bijan Robinson is doing down here. Okay, and you look, I mean, Penix isn't even looking anywhere else besides what's going on with Washington right now, right? Everybody's keeping an eye on what Penix is doing here. You see Winfield Jr. at the top of your screen, literally right next to me, right here. Winfield is just keeping an eye on what is going on here. Servassier is gonna, kind of roll out here to prevent anything from Kyle Pitts. Pitts is no longer blocking Reddick. He's going to roll out to the flat also. You have got number 25 keeping an eye on things. Also kind of protecting some deep stuff right here for number 34. Tyke Smith is going to move down into the middle of the field to cover number 4. Lavonte David is still covering that middle of the field there as well. So you see Penix, look, right here. He gets the release off of Dean. Dean is kind of sending him back out of his zone, because right now Dean's zone, he has to cover what's down here, right? You see Lavonte David look to kind of say, oh no, what's going on over here? Because Penix is winding up his pass at this point. Winfield Jr. is already making a play over there, right? But you see the distance of how far he is, right? That's about 5 yards, something along those lines. It's quite a distance that Winfield will have to run over there to make a play, okay? 4 is kind of breaking open here, but Smith would be there in coverage. Zon McCollum's got his guy locked down there. You don't really have to worry about that. But right here, right, Penix is winding up the pass. You see kind of where that ball's probably going to be. Lavonte David's way too far away. You don't have to worry about anything else now because the pass is getting sent off. The pass is in the air right here. Okay, right here. Dean's on the ground because it's like he can't do anything. Lavonte, that's long freaking distance for Lavonte there. And then Winfield Jr. is really the only one. He's the only guy that can make a play on this ball. Washington might very well have a catch to get into the end zone here if Winfield whiffs on this play. Right? If Winfield whiffs here and isn't able to get the pass deflection, you're probably looking at a touchdown and ball game, right? So boom, you see the play right there at the 8-yard line, okay? Winfield can make the tackle. He's got to make a pass deflection here. If Washington catches this and Winfield misses, he's in the end zone. That's your game, right? He gets it in his hands. Winfield trailing, hits, knocks the ball out of his arms. A beautiful, beautiful pass deflection. The ball falls incomplete. No flags. Thank God for no flags. Winfield Jr. makes an elite play on the ball. We're going to take another look at it right here. So again, see the pass, no pressure. And honestly, that's fine. Like, Penix got the ball out pretty quickly. Maybe Anthony Nelson was getting there. But there's the pass again. Winfield with a beautiful range safety play. Washington is down. He honestly kind of sold it for the flag, in my opinion. It is what it is. But what a beautiful, beautiful play by Winfield Jr. here to save the game. Okay? Again, Winfield starts the play, everybody. Let's just take a look at this again. Winfield starts the play for the Bucs right here. Okay, right here all the way back at the 10-yard line, not even going to the outside hash marks or anything like that, then has to range over, all the way over up to here to make a crazy play on the ball. It was a phenomenal play. If he didn't make that play, you're looking at a touchdown for Atlanta. You're looking for the game to be over, but that did not happen. Winfield, that's why you pay him the big bucks, right? That is why you pay him the big bucks, because you trust him to make plays like that. You trust him to have that range, to have that twitchy awareness of, oh, this guy's breaking away, he's going deep here, and to be able to get that stop. Phenomenal play by Winfield Jr. to save the Buccaneers game. He was the only one who was in range to make that play, and he did what he needed to do. What are your guys' thoughts and opinions about that play from Winfield Jr.? Do you think it was the play of the game? Let me know. In my opinion, I think it was. I think that it's at least a top 1 or top 2 play. Of course, that Emeka Egbuka catch is also a candidate for the play of the game as well. What were your guys' thoughts? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it down in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. One more shout out to Sleeper. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.